and then the board is full. The board's a little more complicated as which jurisdictions are representing, and yes, there has to be a board of it's one from this jurisdiction, except the county. Oh, there's just. Hey, Christy. Hi, Christy.
Hi, all.
So you can go ahead and get the meeting started.
Okay, great.
We put it on the record that he's going to be the chair for this meeting.
I don't know how to.
Okay, shall I start?
There probably needs to be a quick little vote between the two of you to allow Director Nybert being the chair for this meeting.
Okay, shall I go ahead and do the intro before that vote?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Welcome. It's February 28th, 2023 at 4:01 p.m. Welcome to the Finance and Administration Committee meeting of the Livermore-Amador Valley Transit Authority. This meeting will proceed via teleconference in order to protect the health and safety of staff, officials, and the general public. For more information, please refer to the agenda for this meeting. I will now call the meeting to order, and I would defer to the other two members of the committee meeting to consider my participation as the alternate for Julie Testa as the chair of the meeting.
Sure, I will go ahead and motion to have you fill in for Councilmember Testa to run the meeting for this afternoon on February 28th.
Okay.
You can second it. You can second it.
I think, Jeff, you need to second it because
I'll second it. Okay,
she's
sure.
our lawyer here for Christine is joining us as our attorney for an agenda item later in the agenda. So it is just you and Melissa here right now.
Okay, so seconded, is there a roll call, or since it's obvious that it's.
I can do roll call for that. Director Hernandez.
Aye.
Vice Chair Kick is absent. Pleasanton Chair Alternate Nybert.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, the next agenda item is agenda item number 2, roll call of members.
Director Hernandez.
Aye.
Vice Chair Kick is absent. Pleasanton Alternate Chair Nybert.
Here,
We
thank
have
you.
a quorum.
Okay, proceeding to agenda item 3, meeting open to the public. Members of the audience may address the committee on any matter within the general subject matter jurisdiction of the LAVTA Board of Directors. Members of the audience may address the committee on items on the agenda at the time the chair calls for the particular agenda item. Public comments should not exceed 3 minutes. No action may be taken on matters raised that are not on the agenda. With that, are there members of the public who wish to speak?
So currently we don't have any attendees in the meeting, and I didn't receive any comments via email.
Okay, thank you. I will close that meeting open to the public, and we'll proceed to agenda item number 4, minutes of the January 24th, 2023 meeting of the Finance and Administration Committee. I guess there's no need for staff report here, but yes.
I will go ahead and approve the minutes for January 24th, 2023 meetings for the F&A committee.
And I second that motion. Is there a roll call?
Director Hernandez.
Aye.
Vice Chair Kick is absent. Pleasanton Alternate Chair Nybert.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, thank you. Proceeding to agenda item number 5, the treasurer's report for January 2023. Is there a staff report?
Yes, there is. Thank you. So I present to you the treasurer's report for January 2023. As you can see, we have significant cash in all of our accounts. So cash flow is not an issue. Presently, the agency is at 43.1% on our expenditures. However, we're still missing 3 months of paratransit billing. We did get July, August, September, and October billing recently, But we still don't have November, December, or January. So hopefully we'll have that soon and I will have a more accurate report. Although their dollar amounts are not huge, we'd still not be over budget. And while our expenses are 43.1%, our revenues are at 76.1%, which hence is why we have such a great cash flow, among other reasons. So with that, I'll entertain any questions.
So,
I have
Councilman,
a question, Tamara, just very quickly. So are we seeing our revenues coming in at an increase, like increasing each month? Slowly but surely?
On the revenue side, yeah, the revenue side's kind of weird. The majority of our revenue is Transit Development Act funds, and they usually come to us in large chunks right at the beginning of the fiscal year. Not beginning, about September. And then they start trickling off because there's just not as much that they need to send us. STA doesn't come in until like November, so that's coming in as expected. In terms of fare box, our fare box recovery is still fairly low. That's expected. It's increased because our ridership has increased. But it's on track with the budget because I of course decreased the budget significantly expecting this, but it's not really trending upwards much.
Okay, thanks.
and I have a question in regard to the paratransit billing. Is that a fairly flat amount each 3 months, every quarter? Or is it useful to estimate that amount? Does it vary somewhat?
It's although because our ridership's down, I could estimate it somewhat accurately. It's made up of two different things. One's so we contract with our paratransit services, the County Connection, and then they subcontract to Transdev, and Transdev has in our agreement a monthly management fee. So that amount is flat every month. But then the other amount is based on hours. And so we pay an hourly rate. So the number of hours are variable, not as variable as they were pre-COVID, just because the ridership has declined significantly. But it is still a variable. This is a new contract with Transdev, and there is a billing issue with Transdev between Transdev and County Connection. It actually has nothing to do with our part of the service. It's with their part of the service, and that's why they didn't bill us at all until recently. And so they're still a few months behind.
I see.
And so it's accrued now. We actually haven't paid them because, it took them 7 months to send us a bill. So we're going to take our time, and they sent so many, we're taking our time reviewing those bills before we pay them. So.
Okay, thank you very much. If there are no other comments, I will open the meeting to the public right now. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak?
So we still don't have any attendees in this meeting, and I didn't receive any public comments via email.
Okay, hearing that, I will close the public meeting and I will ask for any discussion. Hearing none, is there a motion and a second?
I will go ahead and motion to send the treasurer's report for January 2023 to the full board.
And I will second that motion. May we have a roll call, please?
Yes, Director Hernandez,
Aye.
Vice Chair Kick is absent, President and Alternate Chair Nyberg.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on to agenda item number 6, adoption of the updated conflict of interest code. Is there a staff report?
Yes, there is. Thank you. So staff is required to update the conflict of interest code every 2 years, an even number of years, provided there's a change. It's not an even number year. However, we did have a change. So we're going to just take care of it now, get it over with. The only change in our conflict of interest code is that we removed the title of Director of Operations and Innovation and added the title of Director of Operations. So it's really just a title change because we had somebody leave a few months ago. Christie's redone the job description and the new person should be starting at some point, and they will need to report. They will need to file Form 700.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions from members? I have no questions either. So I will open the meeting for public comment on this agenda item. Are there any requests among members of the public to speak?
There still are no attendees and no public comments via email.
Okay, thank you. I will close the public comment period. Is there any further discussion on this item? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion and a second for this item.
I will go ahead and follow staff recommendations that the Finance and Administration Committee recommend this to the board. So I will go ahead and move it so that we can send this to the full board.
Okay, I will second that motion. May we please have a roll call?
Yes, Director Hernandez.
Aye.
Vice Chair Kick is absent. Pleasanton alternate Chair Nyberg.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll move on to agenda item number 7. Resolution in support of allocation request for FY 22-23 funding through the State Low Carbon Transit Operations Program. Is there a staff report?
Yes, thank you. So each year we are allocated some funds by the state that we can apply for to use for projects that fall within their guidelines. And this year we would like to use those funds, the LC top funds, towards a local match for our next bus purchase that should be coming around 2025, the hydrogen buses. What I don't have, and this resolution may not actually make it to the board this month, I'm hoping I have it. What I don't have yet is the dollar amount from the state. Not sure what's going on in the state. We don't have any of our funding projections from the state on any of our funding sources, which we usually have in January. So hopefully I have it in time to take it to the board this month. If not, I can do it in April. Excuse me, sorry, totally wrong project. It's for the fueling station, for the hydrogen fueling station to fuel said buses. Sorry, last year's was the bus purchase. Thank you, Christy. Sorry, I'm filling in for Jennifer Gamins, and obviously I'm not doing a very good job. Could have sworn we were thinking for the bus purchases, but that was last year's. Anyway, so we need approval from the board to apply for this, just essentially because, you know, they don't want rogue staff members applying for funding. There's all sorts of these types of resolutions we have to do every year that are basically just, yes, please give us money. Again, I may not bring it to the board next month unless I have that dollar amount to put in the resolution. I may take it to April, but I'm hoping to get the application in March. And if everything works out, so I can just get that off my plate.
Okay, great. Are there any questions from members of the committee? Hearing none, I will open the meeting for public comments. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak on this agenda item?
So there's no attendees in the meeting. There were no public comments via email, and I just want to put it on the record that our committee member Brittany Kick is here that just started attending the meeting.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, my last briefing went over 10 minutes.
Okay, well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I will close the public comment period and ask if there is any discussion among members of the committee. Hearing none, I will close the discussion period and would ask for a motion and a second in regard to the recommendation of staff.
I will go ahead and move forward the resolution in support of allocation request for year ending 22-23 for the hydrogen facility in Livermore to the full board.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. May we have a roll call, please?
Yes, Director Hernandez.
Aye.
Vice Chair Kick.
Aye.
Pleasanton alternate Chair Nyberg.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, thank you so much. We will move on to agenda item number 8, Administrative Support Services Agreement with the Tri-Valley San Joaquin Valley Regional Rail Authority. Is there a staff report?
There is, and I will take this one. Thank you, Chair Nyberg. Good afternoon, committee members. Christy Wagoner, your executive director. Here today with an action item. We are requesting that the Finance and Administration Committee recommend to the board that the board authorizes the executive director to enter into an administrative support service agreement with the Tri-Valley San Joaquin Valley Regional Rail Authority, or Valley Link as it is branded. And here's some background. Since 2019, LAVTA has been providing a variety of administrative support to Valley Link, including accounting and grant management, auditing, and procurement functions. Staff is recommending that LAVTA enter into basically memorialize and formalize all of the administrative and financial support work that we do for Valley Link. And that memorialization take the form of an MOU that is included in your packet as an attachment to the staff report. Essentially, when Valley Link was created in 2018 through Assembly Bill 758, it named LAVTA as providing administrative support to the rail authority for an 18-month period. At the conclusion of the 18-month period, Valley Link would either select an executive director to perform those functions or continue with the arrangement having LAVTA serve in that role. Since that time, Valley Link has hired an executive director, and the rail authority is really, they're working to establish themselves as a federal grant recipient. Is that right?
Sure.
A grantee.
Yes.
So in order for Valley Link to establish themselves as a federal grantee, they need to show that they have the financial capacity to do so. And so they are interested in this MOU, which then they can bring to the FTA to show that they are indeed, they do have the financial capacity to begin receiving federal grants. Tamara Edwards is really our only staff member who serves as kind of Valley Link, not staff, that's the wrong word, but Tamara does, in addition, above and beyond her duties as our Director of Finance, she does perform financial support for the rail authority. She does receive a stipend for that work. And essentially, we are in conversations with Kevin Sheridan, who is the CEO of Valley Link. We feel comfortable collectively that the amount not to exceed for the work LAVTA does for the rail would be $180,000 a year. This is an annual agreement. It would be extended, annually by mutual agreement of both executive directors. And there's also one other provision I'll just highlight for you. If Valley Link has additional needs or they need additional support, they can request a task order from LAVTA. So Kevin, the CEO, can work with me. We have an option to turn down that task order if we don't have enough staff. We are very thinly staffed crew here of 15. And so we worked to negotiate that into our new agreement. So, but if we have the capacity, we can accept additional tasks, and then we would get reimbursed at our hourly rate. I will just mention Christine Crowell is here. She is our attorney representing LAVTA in this particular instance because LAVTA shares an attorney with Valley Link. There was a conflict there. So Christine was tapped to provide legal guidance and is here if there are any legal questions that I most certainly cannot answer. With that, I will stop talking and I will answer any questions that you may have.
Are there any questions that members of the committee have?
I have no questions, but I do have a comment that I would like this for next time to come forward to LAVTA first. Thank you.
Thanks, Melissa.
Okay. Brittany, any questions?
No, but that does make sense. I was a little confused about why I heard about it at Valley Link first. But as we don't have public comment, so are we looking for a motion?
Not yet. I'll open it to public comment now, Councilmember Kidd. Okay, so hearing no further questions, let me open the meeting to public comment on agenda item number 8. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak?
No, still there's no attendees and no public comment by email.
Okay, I will close the public comment period then. And is there any further discussion among the committee members? Hearing none, then I will entertain a motion on this agenda item.
I'll move staff's recommendation.
And I'll second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second on the floor. May we have a roll call, please?
Yes, Director Hernandez,
Aye.
Vice Chair Kick,
Aye.
Pleasanton alternate Chair Nybert,
Aye.
motion passes.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's move on to agenda item number 9, which is a preview of upcoming Finance and Administrative Committee agenda items. Is
All right.
there?
We are already at the end of February. In March, we will have our funding resolutions for TDA, STA, RM2. Those are done annually before our budget so that we can claim those funds. They make up the large majority of our operating budget, so we have to get those in. Then in April, I will be bringing you the minutes and the treasurer's report, of course, and the budget so that I can take it to the board in May. If we don't get the claim for those funds in May, it delays our revenue coming in by about 3 months. So if I get it in May, we can start getting revenue in July or August, but if not, it's September or October. So that's the goal. And then May, we will have the minutes, the treasurer's report, and our organizational review and salary study. And then June will be the minutes, the treasurer's report, and an extension on our legal contract by 1 year. And in July, we may have our Federal Transit Administration resolutions coming together so that we can apply for those annual ones. And that's it between now and July that I know of.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me just ask, I see Measure B listed on here under March. Did you mention that?
No, I'm sorry, Measure B no longer exists. It's now Measure BB, and we don't have to do a resolution for Measure BB, so I did not catch that and have it removed. So I just skipped it, hoping nobody noticed.
Okay, all right, thank you. Since that is a preview of upcoming agenda items and there's no action requested, do any members of the committee have any questions or wish to further discuss these items? Hearing none, then let's move on to agenda item number 10 after I thank Tamara. And number 10 is matters initiated by committee members. Are there any such matters that the committee wishes to discuss?
This is unrelated to finance. But is there something else? Is there a card or anything that we can come in and sign? I know you sent information.
For Jennifer?
Yeah.
We haven't quite gotten that together. We've all kind of been in shock. Yes, we will get a card together, or if you want to send a card in here, we will deliver it to her. She literally lives 2 miles away. So when she gets back home, we'll be visiting as long as she's allowed to have visitors.
And I'm going to see her on Thursday. So she's allowed to have visitors. She's at Stanford. I live not far from there right now. So I'm going to go see her.
Okay, I'll get it to LAVTA and you will figure out how to get it to her.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
last time she was out, we collected cards from MTC and ACTC, and because everybody knows Jennifer in the Bay Area, so we collected them and got them to her.
Okay, any other items initiated by committee members? Hearing none, we'll move on to agenda item number 11. And this is simply to announce the next meeting date is scheduled for March 28th, 2023. Any discussion around that, around the next meeting date? Hearing none, the last item on the agenda is to adjourn the meeting. And so I declare the meeting adjourned at 4:24 p.m. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you,
Thanks,
everyone.
Jennifer.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you, Christy. Thank you.